Okay, so this is our question number 8 from Leetcode SQL 50. Customers who visited but did not make any transactions. So this is question number 1581. So we have two tables here, visits and transactions. So the first table has two columns, the visit ID and the customer ID. And then we have the transactions table where you have the transaction ID, visit ID, and amount. So here's the question. Write a solution to find the IDs of the users who visited without making any transactions and the number of times they made these type of visits. So we have two tables, the visits table and a transactions table. We have to find all the customers who made a visit. Let's say it's a store or any other place. So they went to a store, but they did not make any purchase. And how many times did that happen? For example, someone went to a store 3 times, but only one time did they make any purchase. The other 2 times they did not make any purchase. So we'll show that customer number or the visitor ID and then the number of times. So that will be 2 in this case. So let's take one example here. So this is the input. So in the visits table, we have all of these visits ID and we have these customer ID. And the transaction table has the transaction ID, the visit ID. So we can tie this to the visits table using the visit ID. So we can just join these two tables on this key, visit ID. And then it also shows you for the transaction they had, what is the amount, for example, $310, $300. So let's take a look. So let's start with our customer, the first customer, customer ID 23. So it's tied to visit number 1. And we can see in the transaction in the visit ID that customer made a purchase. So that customer made a purchase. We are trying to find out all the customers who visited but did not make a purchase. So, okay, so the first one did make a purchase. Let's check the second one. 9, visit ID is what? Is 2. And you can see 2 is also listed here. That person visited and made a purchase worth of $970. Okay, so let's check customer ID 30. Visit ID is 4, and we can see there's no visit ID 4 here. So that means it's not in the transaction table. So this person visited without making any purchase. So we can see customer number 30 visited but did not make any purchase, and there's only one such occurrence. So we can see here there should be 30 and then 1 here. Okay, and let's check customer ID 54. Okay, so this is interesting. So customer ID visited the store 3 times. So you have visit ID 5, 7, and 8. And here you can see in the visit ID 5, they made 3 different purchases. So it can happen to you as well. Like it's like visiting a store where you made a transaction, you forgot something, you purchased something else. So you made 3 transactions, but these are not for 3 different visits. It's for the same visit. So for visit number 5, that person did make a purchase, so we can exclude that. But for visit number visit number 7 and visit number 8, we don't have visit ID 7 and 8 here. So these two visits do not have any transactions. So that means this person visited the store twice without making any purchase. And this one time he did make a purchase, but these 2 times he did not make a purchase. So we can see customer ID 54. And then the number of times he or she visited without making a purchase would be 2, because we can see 7 and 8 are not there. So let's just see here 2. Okay, so we understand that. Okay, so we can now write our SQL statement here. So we are just gonna say select. So what is the output? We are selecting customer ID and count number of transactions. Okay, so customer ID, let's just select customer ID. And let me get back to that count once I'm done with this. And then I'm gonna select from my visits table. So this will be my left table, as I'm just gonna give it an alias SV. And then I'm gonna left join. So I'm gonna left join my transactions table, and I'm gonna call it T, and I'm joining it on what column? If we remember, it is the visit ID, because it's common in both of them, so we can link them together. v.visit ID equals T dot visit ID. Okay, so now on our visits table, we have all the visits. In our transaction table, we have all the transactions. So now if I want to exclude all the visits that are in transactions table, because we are trying to find out all the customers who visited without making a transaction. So what I can do is I can just say here in the where clause, I can say t dot visit id is null. So we are excluding all of these. And then I can, okay, and then we have to count the number of transactions. So I can just count the number of records here. So I can just do count star, and then I'm just gonna call it count number trans, like in this example. And let's see if we have to sort it. It can be in any order. Okay, so we don't have to sort it. So let me run it now. Oh, I forgot my group by clause. So I'm just gonna say group by, and I have to select all the columns in my group by except for the aggregate. So I'm just gonna do this. Let me run this now. This should work fine. Accepted. If you found this helpful, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And let me know if you guys have any questions. Thank you for watching.